Hey there, today I'm playing The Forest, which is an early access survival horror game with a strong emphasis on crafting. I picked it up from Steam on sale for 10 bucks. Last I checked in the Steam store, it's 15 bucks, but I'm sure it'll go on sale again. I've already played a fair bit on the normal difficulty, so I'm actually going to fire this up on hard difficulty to make myself a little less lazy and prone to taking shortcuts.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now crossing a zone of turbulence. Please return to your seats and keep your seatbelts fastened. Flight attendants and cabin crew, please.
All right. So I've crashed in this godforsaken wilderness, and I need to get Timmy back. It's actually an objective. If you hit B to pull up your book, one of the tabs, one of the checklist is the to-do list. Find Timmy and set up camp. It is a crafting game, so it most definitely rewards you for picking up all the things. I'm going to eat a little bit to keep my energy up, but actually there's a weight stat in the game, and if you get too overweight it can hinder your progression in strength and athletics, things like that. So I'm not going to eat all of the plain food that there is. I'll make a quick pass, grab booze, grab sodas, other things that might be of use later, and most importantly, grab this passenger manifest. That adds an item to the to-do list to find all the missing plane passengers. As you'll notice, the plane is pretty empty of all the people who were on it, except for the stewardess who unfortunately caught an axe to the stomach. Why an axe was on a plane, I really don't know. Maybe that's standard operating procedure to have an axe on a plane and I just don't know that, but certainly I've never seen it the times I've been on a plane. So I'm picking up these rocks. Not that they're incredibly valuable, they're really common, but they're also used in a few basic crafting things. Sticks, same story. And if these bits of luggage are locked, but if you give them a good whack with an axe, you can open them. This is chicory, which was one of the herbs you can collect and make medicines out of, herbal remedies, energy packs, that kind of thing. You can also chop with the axe to get sticks and leaves used in various things that you'll see later. One important note about this lawless forest that I've crashed into is that it's inhabited by a tribe of cannibals. Previously, I've fought them a lot in my previous playthrough, but it doesn't seem very roleplay for a guy who just crashed in an airplane to go fighting everyone he sees. And B, just as importantly, you don't really gain anything notable for fighting the cannibals. You just draw more attention to yourself. And honestly, the only thing you can even get from killing them is bones if you choose to put their bodies in the fire after you've killed them. Oh, important note, this game is an alpha. It doesn't have an ESRB rating yet, but when it does, I'm confident that ESRB rating will be M for mature, because this game features a lot of violence, dismemberment, and non-sexualized nudity. So, important notes, if any of that is no bueno for you, you should probably look elsewhere for entertainment. I'm actually going to head south, if I can figure out where south is. Actually, I think that's probably south, because I think that when you crash, it's morning, so that would be east, making that south. Because on the south end of this peninsula, it's not actually an island, as I first thought, but on the south end of the peninsula, there is a yacht that is an incredibly good place to hole up early on in the game. And since I am going to be trying to avoid cannibal attention for the early phase of the game at least, I think that's going to be right up my alley. Pick up a few more sticks. Looks like I'm full on sticks, so I'm going to hit I to pull up the crafting menu. And with 2 sticks, oh, I wish the tooltip would go away already. Anyway, you'll see a list of things that can be crafted out of sticks. The most simple thing that the only thing I'm going to craft right now, 2 sticks, hit the little gear with right click, and I've got a weak spear. It's a pretty nifty hunting tool, and I'll hunt on my way south, or what I hope is south at least. I've gotten lost in this game more than once. There is a compass in-game. I don't have it yet, so I just kind of have to feel my way around. Oh, there are mushrooms in the game you can eat to fill yourself up. That one I'm pretty sure is a toxic kind of mushroom, the red one with white spots. So I'm not going to eat that. It makes you sick, which can lower your strength, which lowers your ability to swing weapons, climb ropes, chop trees, all sorts of good stuff. And you can level up strength as the game goes on, but it's pretty slow. Athletics is the same story, which increases your stamina meter, or makes it... Ooh, a lizard. No, he ran away. That's fair, lizard. I would have run away too. A strange man covered in blood with a pointy stick came at me. I think I'd be heading for the hills. Alright. This looks vaguely familiar, so I hope I'm on the right path. And... ooh, I know exactly where I am. Good. I am on the south end of the peninsula. The yacht that I'm headed to is actually just right over there. Gonna have a quick look for cannibals, though. I don't see any. Sometimes they like to patrol along the beach. But as for now, they don't seem to be out and about. Pick up a little more booze. Crack this computer open and take the circuit board, which will come in very handy later. And this pot. There are a few campsites scattered around the map that have these pots. And I will just go ahead and show you almost right away what they can do. Oh, here's blueberries you can eat. Once you've crafted a bag for them, you can store blueberries, but I don't have that bag yet. But for now, let's show you one of the things that a pot can be used for. So I'm coming up on this little pond. I'm going to go into inventory, equip the pot, walk over here, hold C to fill the pot, and now I've got a pot with polluted water, and you can boil it to clean up the water. Also, I'm going to equip that weak spear, come over here, and spear a fishy, or 2 or 3. It's my understanding that hard mode is supposed to make game less prevalent. But it seems like the fish pond is still pretty well stocked, so I'm going to go ahead and grab 3, which is the most you can carry, by the way. 3 fish, 3 lizards, 3 rabbits, 4... generic meat, and 3 small generic meat, I believe. And all kinds of different critters around the map can give you generic meat or small generic meat. Birds, for example, are small generic meat, and they also give you feathers, which would be really handy in a bit. And that is the yacht. As of this release, cannibals don't seem to swim. I don't know. Ooh, that's new. There's a man standing on the yacht. I've never seen this before. Let's see what this is about. As I was saying, as of the last I knew at least, cannibals would not swim, so you can make yourself safe havens out on the water. I believe that it's just that it hasn't been implemented yet, because cannibals do seem to have structures built on the water, so I think the makers are just still in the process of getting cannibals to where they can swim. Let's see what that was about. Am I hallucinating, or is there for real a guy on the boat? And is this guy a cannibal or a fellow survivor? I'll pick up all the goodies later, because I really want to see what this is about. Check my corners, don't get ambushed. Dead body. I might be hallucinating. Okay, well, let's go ahead and save. Slot 2. And I'm going to go around gathering up the goodies. There's a cassette player and cassettes. I could play those to play music and restore a little energy, but I'm not going to do that right now. Some more sodas, a couple of air canisters, which once you find the rebreather, will let you breathe underwater briefly. And missing person milk carton. Skulls, a little grim, but you can use them for various crafting things. And a photo of what looks like a teddy bear leaned up against the mast? I'm not sure. Ooh, a photo of something monstrous and nasty. Polaroid. A couple of pieces of cloth. And I'm going to go topside and grab those rope. Well, actually, this magazine. Summer edition yacht! Top brands of 1984. So yeah, this yacht's been here a while. Rope? Rope. Actually, since I have a few ropes, a few cloth, and a few sticks, I'm going to go ahead and craft, hopefully, the bow. I think that's right. The bow. Now I'll need feathers to craft arrows with sticks, but I don't have any feathers yet, so right now that bow is just kind of taking up space, but, you know, it'll be useful in a bit. And the fact that it's called crafted bow, I assume means later on and you will be able to find an already made bow, one that you don't personally craft, like a recurve or compound bow, which I think would be awesome. Oh, turtles. They give generic meat, and more importantly, sorry turtle, they give shells. Shells, actually let me just go show you exactly what shells do. You can pick up the heads and make some rather macabre decorations around a house you build, but I'm going to go pretty minimalist on this one because, you know, my son's been kidnapped by a man painted red, and so I'm not actually going to build an island mansion or peninsula mansion this time around. Seems a little callous. Also, just since I'm going to be playing a lot of avoid and evade this time around, if I can at least, that's my current plan, then yeah, I'm not going to be building a big mansion on the beach. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this shell, and I'm going to swim out to that tiny island, and I'm going to kind of watch myself, because there are sharks in the game who will take a tasty bite out of you if you're not careful. And I'm going to build a water collector using that turtle shell. And I'll get to show you a little bit of the crafting, like building out in the world system. So, I don't want to swim too far, because sharks, I don't see any sharks waiting to take a bite out of tasty, tasty me. Oh, the protagonist's name is Eric, by the way. So Eric is going to stay in one piece if I can help it. And when cannibals do swim, maybe the sharks will make an extra deterrent to cannibals. So, kind of back here behind the rocks so it's not quite so visible, I'm going to go into the crafting menu, go over, I think it's here. Food and water, yep, water collector. And actually, let me go back to that for a second. You can see down here it takes 4 sticks and 1 turtle shell to create one. So I click on it. I can rotate it with R to align however I want it to. And then hit E when I like it. and the blueprint is placed, and then I hit E to place each of the bits in my inventory to add to it. And now I have a water collector. Whenever it rains, I'll have a ready source of fresh water. I'm also going to go back there and go ahead and build a drying rack. I can hang meat up there. You can cook meat on a fire, or you can dry it out and make, fish jerky. So a few pieces of fish, and 1 piece of generic meat from the turtle, and I think that's all the meat I had so far. I've got those candy bars and sodas, but I'm actually going to save those for a rainy day. And I've got booze. I've got 7 of them, which is actually the max you can carry at one time, so I'm going to combine a couple with cloth to make Molotov cocktails. And you have a lighter from the start of the game. So you can always use it as a kind of crappy light source, or use it to light Molotovs, fire arrows once I have those, but that's going to be a minute. That sort of thing. Alright, so now we have a very basic setup out here. I'm actually going to head over to that area and try to pick some herbs and maybe kill some birds if I'm lucky before it gets dark. This game does have a day-night cycle. One part of the game that I know my friends will find extremely interesting is that there's a surface world, but underneath this surface is a network of caves that has, in my opinion, a pretty Lovecraftian feel to it. There's a sanity meter. Actually, let me go ahead and pull that up. I'm going to walk onto the beach, hide in a bush, because that decreases my visibility to cannibals and the like. And hit B, click on the little tab with the man icon, and you have sanity, thirst, hunger, strength, tiredness, weight, athleticism, all that good stuff. How many days survived? And I'm currently feeling good. You're right, I am, book. I heard a bird, so I'm going to try to spear him. And successful! Feathers go flying. I try to gather them before they drift too far away. And that netted me a small generic meat as well. For whatever reason, you can't put small generic meat on the drying rack. You can just cook it, but still, pretty handy. And it prevents you from overeating. If you eat small generic meat, if you just need to top off a bit, because yeah, you can gain weight if you eat while you're already full, and that will slow the progression of some stats. Ooh, coneflower. I like coneflower, and since I already picked up some chicory, I can combine a coneflower and a chicory to make an energy mix, eaten to restore stamina. I don't need it right now, but it's handy. Also, here we see one of the cannibals' effigies they've made with a human skull. You can knock them down and gather the ingredients, which actually I may do. They may notice that. They do notice if you've built new stuff in the world, so maybe they also notice if you tear down their stuff. But, I'm trying to avoid and evade, but I'm going to have to leave some signs of my passing. Keeping an eye out on the horizon for cannibals. Actually, I haven't seen any so far this time around, which is a bit lucky. I've heard, though this is unconfirmed, that, or personally unconfirmed, that cannibals are more prevalent on hard mode. Also, you might have noticed that hard mode is listed as experimental, so who knows what fun things I will discover that are unintended consequences of hard mode. But yeah, this has been a really smooth day. Those are snowberries, which are mildly poisonous. If I had a berry pouch, I could gather them up and maybe use them for something. I'm actually not sure that they're used in any recipes yet. The game is still in alpha and they're adding a lot to it. How many feathers did I get from that bird? Only 3. That's not enough to make a bundle of arrows, unfortunately. Can't carry any more coneflower. That's alright. Another bird. Why, hello, birdie. Don't mind me. No! Birdie knew my game. That's fair. Birdies are too wise for me. Sun's getting a little low on the horizon, so might start thinking about heading back to the yacht. Cannibals are more active at night. They don't seem to see particularly well at night. You can avoid them more easily if you know where they are and they don't know where you are. But for whatever reason, they patrol more at night. So. Also, the cave system that I mentioned earlier is chock full of cannibals. It seems to be their home base. Well, they have little buildings out on the surface too, but they seem to operate much more heavily underground. And you can find well, actually, I won't spoil that. You'll see. Okay, I'll spend the last part of my day, I guess, knocking open some luggage, seeing what goodies I can find. Cloth, always useful, and candy bars. Meds, nice. What would be really nice are some batteries. Ooh, a watch, that's nice. Another turtle. I don't know, I feel kind of bad about killing the poor little guys. I don't need another water collector just yet, I'll leave it be. And I'm full on booze again, so let's go ahead and craft a few more Molotovs. There's a limit to the number of Molotovs you can carry too, so this will only work as a booze management solution for a little while. Ooh, what are you? Oh, more booze. Alright, getting kind of dark, and I'm still early days here, so not really well equipped to fight a bunch of cannibals, especially on hard mode, where I presume they're much tougher. So I'm going to take a swim out to the yacht and sleep. I think that would be a good place to call the end of this first episode. So hopefully that gives you an idea of what you're getting into with the forest, and lets you make a decision on whether or not this is something you need in your life. Saving. Oh, whoops. Shaving. Alright. Have a good one, guys.